when we're dealing with expanding, I might off to the side write log 4x squared, log 4y, log 4z cubed, to make sure I know each term is getting the proper log. Okay? Now, up top we're multiplying. I'm a big fan of putting parentheses around my numerator and denominator. And my denominator is going to be minus, then we have log base 4z cubed. Okay. That's the expanded form. Now, with the expanded form, we can't have exponents in the exponent spot. They need to be thrown to the front. So the correct answer here would be 2 log 4x plus log 4y in parentheses minus 3 log 4z. And this right here would be my answer. Once again, every term gets its own log. Okay. Second one, same deal. The exponent doesn't get its own log, but log base 5, 4 does. Log base 5x does. Log base 5, 5 does. And log base 5y does. Every term needs to get its own log. My advice here is, because you have the 3 on the outside, I would throw the 3 to the front immediately. And leave everything else in parentheses. And now, as I said earlier, we put parentheses around the numerator, and we put parentheses around the denominator. So this 3 has to go to every single term. But we're multiplying the 4 and the x. That gives me the plus sign here. We're multiplying the 5 and the y. That gives me the plus sign down here. But we're dividing all of it, so that puts the subtraction sign in the middle. That's how you expand. So when I have the plus sign here, we don't want to solve for x until we've combined to one log. So this becomes x squared plus 24x equals 4. And as my kids in my other class saw yesterday, I'm certainly not above making mistakes. This stays in parentheses. And the base raised to the exponent equals the x squared plus 24x. Okay? We go back to when there's a log on one side. What do you do? It's 3 to the 4th equals x squared plus 24x. And 3 to the 4th is 81. So 81 equals x squared plus 24x. You subtract 81 on both sides. Now you have an x and an x squared, and you factor to get your answer. So it's going to be x plus 27, x minus 3. My two answers are negative 27 and 3. And I plug them in. If I put negative 27 here or here, I get a negative number. That's no good. If I plug here 3 here, I get 27 and 3. 27 times 3 is 81. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So there's the answer. You have to plug the numbers back in. That is not an optional thing. With the plus sign here, log base 2 we're doing x plus 1, and I'm going to write it here, times x plus 5. That needs to be FOILed. X squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 5. 2 raised to the 5th equals x squared plus 6x plus 5. So x squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 2 to the 5th. X squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 32. And since it's an x and an x squared problem, we gotta get it equal to 0. When I factor x plus 9, x minus 3. And it is coincidence here, both answers are positive 3. Negative 9 and positive 3 is my answer. If I plug negative 9 in, I get negative 8, negative 4. That's no good. If I plug 3 in, I get 4 and 8. Multiplies 32. That's really what I'm looking for. So that subtraction sign means x plus 10 over x minus 20 equals 2. And then it's 4 squared equals this. So 4 squared equals x plus 10 over x plus 20. Nope, I'm sorry. I'll start changing signs like that. Let me write that a little bit. X plus 10 over x minus 20. And that essentially equals 16 x plus 10 over x minus 20. I'm going to move it over here so I have a little more room. We multiply both sides by x minus 20. And that leaves us with 16x minus 320 equals x plus 10. Subtract x, you get 15x. You add 320, you get 330. And my x equals a 22. 22 plus 10 is 32. 22 minus 20 is 2. 32 divided by 2 is 16, which is kind of what we're looking for here. Okay, and there's your answer. On the bottom one, log base 5, 20x plus 10 over x. So 20x plus 10 over x, that's going to equal 2. Now, that means 5 squared equals 20x plus 10 over x, which means 25 equals 20x plus 10 over x. So I move it over here so I have a little more room. 25 equals 20x plus 10 over x. I'm multiplying both sides by the denominator. So 25x equals 20x plus 10. Subtract the 20x, we get 5x equals 10. And my x equals 2. Okay. 20 times 2 is 40 plus 10 is 50. Divided by 2 is 25. 2 is working, both answers are good to go. You're essentially just raising everything to the e on both sides. And when you raise, if you take e and you raise it to an ln, you're just left with what's after the ln. And then you subtract 4 on both sides. Now, to get an actual answer, yes, you need to go e to the 5th minus 4. And your x is going to be 144.41. Here, e to the ln x minus 2 equals e to the 7th. We just get left with what's after the ln when we raise them both to the e. You add 2 to both sides, e to the 7th plus 2. So we get e to the 7th plus 2. And my x equals 1098.63. E on the left side is alone, so I can go right to ln e to the x plus 2 equals ln 5. And when you take the natural log of e, you just get left with the exponent. And x equals the natural log of 5 minus 2. And once again, that comes down to just typing it into your calculator. Natural log 5, I subtract 2, and my answer is going to be x equals negative 0.39. Here we got to divide by 2 first, because once again I got to get that e alone. And now we're taking the natural log of both sides. So this becomes x minus 3 equals ln natural log 7. We add 3 to both sides, natural log 7 plus 3. Natural log 7, add 3 to it, and we get 4.95. Okay, you can set that to an x, and we can do 5x equals 47. So when I do log of 5x equals log of 47, I throw the x to the front. And to get that x, or that, what that log would equal, your log would equal log of 47 over log of 5. Notice what I did, though, is I just literally took the log of 47 over the log of 5. You can go straight to that. The answer is going to be the log of 68 over the log of 2. The log of 90 over the log of 3. You want to show me the work because you're worried about partial credit, feel free to. Okay. But essentially on these, it's just log of the 68 over the log of 2. Log of 90 over log of 3. Log of 47 over log of 5. And to get those answers, I can literally just use the log button where the assumed base is 10. It really doesn't matter. Log of 47, close the parenthesis, log of 5. And my answer is 2.39. And quite honestly, guys, you can check your work by doing 5 raised to 2.39. Also, 5 squared is 125. Wow, I said that wrong. 5 squared is 25. 5 cubed is 125. So this exponent should be between 2 and 3. This next one, log 68 over log of 2, should be 6 point something. Is 2 to the 6 is 64. And it is. This log is 6.09. This should be 4 point something because 3 to the 4th is 81. So log of 90 divided by log of 3, we get 4.10. Those are my answers.